Hello. Wait. That's what I look like? Hello. And welcome to what I think are, what I know are the top 100 video games ever made. In my 29 years of life, in my 21 years of life, I've played probably south of 95% of all games. And I've narrowed down those 95 games to 100 games. I will be playing every game, ranking them without playing them. It doesn't matter if I've played a game, I will be ranking it. These are the top 100 games as ranked by me. I Feel Alright on this twitch.tv/IFeelAlright. I have one stipulation. If this game is made for the Xbox, Wii, PS3, GameCube, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo DS, Nintendo Game Boy Advance, Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP, or Nintendo DS, I will not be ranking it. Why waste any more time? Let us begin. The objectively inarguable, the subjectively, why don't we begin? The subjectively inarguable 100 best games, as ranked by me. I Feel Alright. Because the games... Okay, fuck this. Let's just go. Okay. These are my top 100 games. As you can see, I ranked these on February 22nd. I did not expect this to go so well. It was an easy ranking. I knew exactly where every game should go. I pulled every game I've ever played. Here it is. The top 100 games I've ever played, or anyone's ever played. These are the top 100 games. Number 100, Risk of Rain 2. I hardly played this game. Actually, that's not true. I played this game for a lot of time. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I think it's exciting. I think it's the best roguelike I've ever played. But I don't really like roguelikes. So as of that, I will probably have to say that this is my least favorite game I have of the top 100. This is my least favorite game that I've ever played that is on the top 100. I think that being in the top 100 is a mark of respect and sincerity. You got to be honest if you want to make this list, and I think that Risk of Rain 2 was an honest game. Very honest. More honest than any other game on this list. Breathe. Oh my god, I'm nervous. Don't need to say anymore. Pokemon Sapphire number 98. Zelda 2 Adventure of Link. Zelda 2 Adventure of Link is a game that people don't like, but I like. In fact, me love. I think that if you were to honestly ask me what your favorite Zelda game is, I would never say Zelda 2, which is why it's number 99th. Number 98, Pokemon Sapphire. That is the only Pokemon game on this list. It is the one Pokemon game that I've beaten that I actually liked. I played it as a kid. It's all nostalgia, so shut up, okay? Like, what do you want me to say? Number 97, WarioWare DIY. I'm going to stream this game someday. This game is in the pipeline. I love WarioWare DIY. It's so cool. Why doesn't anyone care about this game? Why don't you care about this game? I don't know. I mean, it's fun. It's cool. It's interesting. It's funny. It's just WarioWare, but then, like, you know, instead of, like, games from old guys that have made games for a long time, it's new games that new guys have played for not much long time. And you have an infinite supply, you know? I don't understand. I'm going to stream the hell out of this game. It'll be great. Number 96, Overwatch. I put a lot of time into Overwatch. It honestly might be the game I've played more than any other, but you know what? I don't really like it all that much. Actually, I do like it a lot, but I think I only like it because of the people I played it with. And until I met the right people, I never played it. Until the right people got me in, well, maybe it's unfair to say 96, but then again, I mean, I really did feel like putting it here, and it's still on the top 100, you know. But I don't know. Maybe I was just mad at it, but I played it so much for it to be 96, but who cares? Zelda Link Between Worlds, another Zelda game, god damn. Do I play anything else? Jesus Christ. Nintendo baby. I think Zelda Link Between Worlds is a great game, but I think they stretched themselves too thin. It's kind of weird. It has two different gimmicks. It has the painting slide across the wall gimmick, and it has the item rental gimmick, both of which are really cool. But I don't think they fleshed either of them out that well because they're both. Maybe the painting gimmick was kind of well fleshed out, but I didn't really like it that much. I know I said it was cool before, but it's okay. It couldn't have carried the game on its own, and I think they knew that. If they had just had that and not much else, you know, the game would have felt too much like Link to the Past. It already kind of does. But so they added the item rental gimmick, which is like the coolest gimmick in the entire series, but they didn't go far enough with it. They didn't take it to the next level. But that's just my opinion. Well, what could 94 be? Ratchet and Clank Remake. I've heard bad things about this game, but I've also heard good things. I've never played the original Ratchet and Clank, so I can't compare it, but I like it. I think Ratchet and Clank Remake might be the game that no, I was going to say it's the game I've played the most back-to-back. Like, a single-player game, I might have beaten it the most times in a row, because I just straight up played through it like 3 or 4 times. But I don't think so. I think there's other games that'll be later on this list. For some reason, it just really grabbed me, but I haven't played it since then, and the story is really lame, and the music is all really lame. The core gameplay is great, but I think other Ratchet and Clank games keep that same core gameplay and have the better music, the more interesting story, the more attractive main characters. So, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to the other ones. Number 93, Bayonetta 2. Speaking of attractive main characters, I'm not the hugest Bayonetta guy, which will be a surprise when you see where the Devil May Cry series ranks on this list. For some reason, it just never grabbed me like Devil May Cry did, even though I played it first, and I was like very young when I played these games. I was like 14. I think it might have something to do with my lack of skill. For some reason, I'm just not very good at these games. Compared, like Devil May Cry, I'm not very good at, but I could push through that. These ones, I just couldn't. Every time I play it and I get a stone award, I'm like, I don't know. I did beat both the first and second, so at least I beat them, but only on normal. As a verse, well, whatever. I like Bayonetta 2 though. I like it more than 1 as a very casual fan. I hear that the diehards, the people who are good at Bayonetta, I hear that they say that this game kind of fucks with things. I hear Umbran Climax is a little bit too overpowered, and so it's not very fun. But IMHO, I prefer the visuals. I prefer Bayonetta's design. I'm a very surface level fan. As a very casual fan, that's what matters to me, and so I prefer Bayonetta 2. That little kid sucks though. Number 2, Resident Evil 4. Ooh. Oh, who made this? That's gonna get me in hot water. But I've never been a huge fan of Resident Evil 4. I mean, I like it. It's on my top 100 games, you know, and I played like 8,000 games. But for some reason, it just, well, I know exactly what the reason is. The first disc, I played this on GameCube. The GameCube is divided into 2 discs, the GameCube version. Everything before the island at the end, and then the island. The second disc, the island, sucks. From start to finish, it is terrible. It completely trounces the rest of the game, and not in a good way. It trounces it as in, like, it makes it bad. It makes me not want to play this game anymore. I'm like, ooh, Resident Evil 4. Then I think about playing the island, and I'm like, never mind. I take it back. I'm not going to play this. That's just me, though. You know, maybe you like it. And if you do, I'm sorry. Everyone likes Resident Evil 4. And I do like Resident Evil 4. And if it just ended with the Salazar fight at the end of the castle, I'd be like, oh, this game's better than all of them. But it does not end at the Salazar fight. It ends after all the dumb shit at the end, which I hate. The visuals are terrible. The music is kind of weird and repetitive, although it's kind of good. I like the music. The new weapons you get, it's just like the broken butterfly, and that's like it, right? And even then, you could have had that like hours ago. Or like the other Magnum, which isn't as good as the broken butterfly. Not as cool, not as fun. All the new enemies you fight suck. The regenerators are not scary. I don't know why everyone thinks the regenerators are so badass. Resident Evil 4, it's fine. But they ruined it with the island. It still made 92. Damn. 91. Kirby Squeak Squad, Kirby Squeak Squad. I like Kirby Squeak Squad a lot. I think it might be the highest Kirby game. No, it's not the highest Kirby game. I really like it. It's been a really long time since I played it, but I always loved as a kid how you could like get new colors. I just thought that was cool. I always wanted new colors. I didn't care about any of that other shit. I just wanted new colors. I don't know. I'll say this. It doesn't seem to be very highly regarded, you know? I don't really hear about it, but I really like the music. You know, I don't really like the gimmick of like chasing those assholes down. But I don't know. I like the treasure collecting gimmick. It's kind of like a big, long Great Cave Offensive that's like split up into levels. I like Kirby Squeak Squad. It's not my favorite Kirby game. Number 90, Team Fortress 2. This was the game that I played from the ages of 11 to 14. I played this game non-stop. I actually played it before it went free to play as an 11-year-old. It went free to play months later. Yeah, I paid for this shit, so I got that weird-ass hat that everyone was like, you have that hat? I would wear it, and then everyone would be like, you fucking noob. I was like, come on. Anyway, I like Team Fortress 2 a lot. I want to play it again. It's been so long since I played it. At its peak, when I was super into it, it would probably be like twice as high. Number 89, Paper Mario the Origami King. Spoilers, another Paper Mario game Another Paper Mario game is on this list, very, very high. Very high. The one that everyone loves. The one that's fan base is a little bit annoying. It's on the annoying side. That is okay, I'll just say, Thousand Year Door is like a top 10 game for me. I love that game, like a childhood favorite. And I'm part of the crowd that's like, everything after that sucks. Like, I don't really like Super Paper Mario. I think people people overrate that. I don't really like, okay, well, Sticker Star is straight up garbage. I do like Color Splash though. Color Splash is good. Color Splash is rather good. But Origami King was much better. I think Origami King recaptured a lot of the magic, and if it had an actual passable battle system, it would be, it'd be right there, man. It'd be right there with the with Thousand Year Door, because I love how it looks and sounds. Oh my god, the presentation in this game is fucking marvelous. It might be like it's probably my favorite looking game on the Switch. That and Breath of the Wild. It's so cool. I love the visuals, but the slide puzzle battles are garbage. It drags the game down so much. It made it so much harder to enjoy. By the end, I was just like, fuck this. I would just cheat every battle and pay coins to get through. Like, I was just so done with the fucking battle mechanics. Number 88, Donkey Kong Country. Another example of a classic game that I'm not huge on. Everyone loves Donkey Kong Country. This is my least favorite Donkey Kong Country in the trilogy. Everyone loves these games. I like them, but kind of weird. I don't know. Like, they don't feel super tightly designed. There's so many times that I'm like, that felt off. Like, did I really deserve to die there? And you know, maybe I should replay them because it's been a while. I was pretty young, but I just remember playing this game and being like, this was some dumb shit. A lot. Like, a lot of the time. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, okay. Number 87, Mega Man 2. Oh, another classic of all classics, but don't worry, there's more Mega Man games on this list. I love classic Mega Man. You know what I don't love is that one boss fight in this game where you have to shoot the fucking wall traps. Mega Man 2 is just, it's really cool, and it's like the beginning of like the classic cool, like Mega Man 1 sucks dick. Mega Man 2 is cool, but then it has that one boss that I can't rate it higher because that one boss. Hat in Time. I love this game. This game's cool. Again, I have not played it in a very long time. You 100% Hat in Time? I think I did too. I put so much time in this. I love this game. It's really cool. I remember it came out right around when Mario Odyssey came out. I was playing them back to back, and Mario Odyssey is better, but Hat in Time's so cool. Okay, 85. Metal Gear Solid 4. I love Metal Gear Solid. Maybe my favorite video game franchise. Metal Gear Solid 4 is the worst numbered one. It has such high points though. The microwave chamber at the end is like the best part of the whole series. That is just like perfect. It's so perfectly executed. I really love Metal Gear Solid 4 for that one part. If it didn't have it, it probably wouldn't even be on the list. But it has, I don't know, something about that part where it's the most connected to a character I've ever felt. The most like immersed in a game I've ever felt. Okay, number 84. Dark Souls. I am a bitch. Those are all like games everyone loves. I don't know. Dark Souls never like grabbed me as much as everyone else. I like it. It's really cool. It never did it for me quite as much. I did. I lied to Spiderian about beating Dark Souls. I said we met in freshman year of high school, and I was like, oh yeah, I've beaten Dark Souls. Because I just wanted him to like me. Because I wanted to make friends. Because I was the new kid in school. It worked. We're still friends. But I did not beat it until like a year ago for the first time. Number 84 for a game you don't really like. Have you only played 100 games? Okay. When I say I don't really like Dark Souls, I mean in comparison to like everyone else's reaction to it. This game is like so many people's favorite game. And it's only my 84th. So I obviously don't like it as much as other people. A lot of people be like, what the fuck? I still do really like Dark Souls. I really enjoy difficult games that are like known for difficulty because I'm a little prideful bitch. And I like to feel cool and better than people. So this game is perfect. It's up my alley for that reason. I really like the visuals. The music is fucking incredible. But something I don't know. I can't really point to one thing like why. You know, there's some weirdo bosses and shit like that, but for some reason it's only 84th. Anyway, 83, Pikmin. I think I would raise this in the time. I like Pikmin 1 a lot. I don't think I'd played it as much as I played it back to back recently, and I was really surprised at how much I liked it. Because for a very long time I was like, Pikmin 1 sucks. Pikmin 2 and 3 are cool, but Pikmin 1 sucks. But I like Pikmin 1. I'll talk more about Pikmin when we get to the later though. Mike Tyson's Punch Out, really? Damn. I don't remember putting that on here. I love this game. Oh, that makes sense. 82. That's cool. Punch Out's so cool. It's like a puzzle game. I really like it. I like the visuals, the song. This is the NES version. I haven't played any of the other ones. Actually, I did play Super Punch Out. I hate that game, but that's a different story. It feels really like complete, like really satisfying. And I love how short it is. I prefer short games so you can replay them and get better at them and get fast. I don't know, I like it. Number 81, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Wow, this is a very embarrassing list. I stand by this opinion, but this is the kind of this is the kind of list that's like people be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I like Symphony of the Night. But why do they make you go through the castle upside down? Who's the jackass who made this game too long? By like a few hours? Like, I don't want to do that. The game was fucking perfect. You play through this game and you're like, that was a solid fucking game. That was so fun. And then you gotta play for another 5 hours. And I'm like, I don't want to do that, man. You had me. You could have put the final boss right there and I would have put this game like 90 spots higher. It's still really good and it has like such a good soundtrack and the visuals are beautiful, and I was just so sour on it in the end. It like left such a bad impression on me by the end because I was so tired of it. I was like, for real? Oh man, I don't know. Oh, Resident Evil Remake 2. That's kind of I don't know why I didn't do Resident Evil 2 Remake. Fucking me from the past. I hate that guy. I love this game. This game is really cool. I was surprised at how much I liked it. I was pretty excited for it, but when this I actually played this game before I really got into Resident Evil 2, the original. I liked Resident Evil 2, the original, but I'd never played it. I only beat it once. I didn't do it with both characters. But when I played this game, and I played it like 5 times in a row. It was so fun. I really enjoyed it. But I've cooled off. For one thing, all the character models look really weird. I don't like the RB engine that much in terms of character models. Like, Devil May Cry did it well. The Devil May Cry character models all look pretty good. Some of them look kind of weird, but a lot of them look good. But Resident Evil 2, like, everyone just like, you look weird. And I think that really drags it down. I don't know, I really like this game. I honestly, if I were to redo this, I would probably rank it higher than that. Because I like that game a lot. I played it so many times. And I never played the 3 remake. Mario Bros. 3. That's a great game. I don't know. Do I really need to talk about Mario 3? Do I need to justify why that's on this list? Maybe why it's so low. I always preferred Mario World. I guess I just grew up with Mario World. I played Mario World more. I prefer the visuals. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get to Mario World. But yeah, Mario 3 is great. Super Paper Mario is on this list? I look like a jackass now. Well, why is it here? I don't know. Why did I put it so high? I must have been feeling big on it. I don't know. I like the music. The music is really fucking good. I would not put it at 78. I don't know why it's there. No, maybe I would. It's good, I guess. I guess me from February thought it was good. 70. It's not that crazy. Paper Mario's that high. It's fun. There's some cool parts. No, you're right. Oh yeah, I didn't even say it. Did I like mention? Okay, so from 100 to 76 is the last 25 is they made it. They made it. That's the they made it category. Ace Attorney Turnabout Prosecutor. I think I was just fucking around. I think that would be Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Because Investigations 1 sucks. Man, this list is stupid. I should have named these correctly. Yeah, it's the only game that I've played, the only Ace Attorney game I've played that's fan translated, and the fan translation kind of stinks. It kind of sounds like shit, and I think that really handicapped how much I like this game. Like, the translation is just so, like, it's not written well. They sound weird. I don't know. And, like, the story is all like, who are all these new asshole characters? And everyone loves this one character in it who's named Ray. But he's this fucking weirdo. Like, he like hits on the little girls. I'm like, why do people like this guy? I don't know. This game is okay. It's like everyone's favorite. I love how like mixed up. I'm like, yeah, this game is okay. And it's like I remember I was like gushing the fuck over like TF2, and it's 13 spots behind. Whatever, man. I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna talk. Now, this is Apollo Justice. I would actually rate this higher because I just replayed it recently. Well, actually, no, that's pretty good for it. Apollo Justice has the best presentation in Ace Attorney, and for a game like Ace Attorney where it's like 95% reading, presentation matters a lot. It matters a lot. I mean, that's pretty much all Ace Attorney is the presentation, and Apollo Justice has the well, okay, it's not all it is because there's the story. Apollo Justice has the best presentation. It's so good. The graphics and music are the best in the series. The last case is total jack shit. It is awful, and it's a damn shame because this game should be the best one. I would love to see more games in the style of this game, but I don't know. The last case is so bad. It's such an anticlimax. You're like, oh, it's over? What? Metro Zero Mission. Everyone loves this game. Everyone loves this game. What? Damn, what are the odds? How special is that this song came on? Everyone loves Metro Zero Mission. I also love Metroid Zero Mission. I'm no jackass, okay? I like Metroid Zero Mission, but it's been a long time since I played it. I only played it once, years ago. I didn't feel right to put it above all the other Metroid games. I really like it. I need to replay it. That's pretty much all there is to it. I just haven't played it in a long time, so I felt uncomfortable ranking it higher than this because I don't really remember it, but I remember loving it. I love the music and visuals, obviously. It's really cool. I just haven't played it, so fuck off. Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh, this game is so dope. It's the best gameplay in the series. But, as we all know, you don't play Metal Gear Solid for the gameplay. That's not why I like Metal Gear Solid, okay? That's what got me into it, but what kept me invested for all those years, and what's kept me coming back, and why I play Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 so many times is for anything but the fucking gameplay. But this game is so fun that it's okay. It's still, I think it's a very worthy successor. It's so fun. It's so fun to play. It's obviously flawed. There's not many maps. There's not much, like, content, but it's good. Kojima is the biggest asshole in gaming. I'm not so sure he's actually that responsible for how good Metal Gear Solid is. I think he might take a lot of credit for what other people do. And the Quiet is the dumbest shit of all time. Okay, number 73, Final Fantasy V. Ooh, I love Final Fantasy V. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I love this game. Oh, oh, oh. It's so cool. I love job systems. That's my favorite JRPG, like, spin. Except for Mother 3's spin on the combat system, which is, yeah, we'll get to Mother 3. A long time from now, we'll get to Mother 3. I love job systems. It's the most fun twist on JRPG combat. I just said that exact thing. The story in this game, whatever. The music in this game, it's okay. But I like it a lot. I love job systems. I don't know. I think it's a highly underrated game. Number 72, Portal 2. I like Portal 2 a lot. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time since I played it. It's cool. I love the story. I think Stephen Merchant does a great job. It's a great performance. Very fun. Very funny. It's Portal 2. Everyone loves Portal 2. Fuck it. It's number 71. Resident Evil Remake. This is another game that I feel like people might be a little hot and bothered about that it's this low. Not to change the subject, but is there a butt plug up there? Oh, you mean this? No, this is a top and there and a statue. Are you crazy? How could you... Although... set that aside. I love Resident Evil Remake. It's good. It's really good. But I don't know. I kind of don't like... I don't know. It's not that I don't like how it looks. It's just that I love how it looks, but I just don't really like the colors. I don't know. It feels so drab and weird. I just prefer other Resident Evil games. I prefer one other Resident Evil game. We'll get there. And the lab section blows. That's true. Spidey brings up. That's the biggest gameplay reason why. The lab always sucks in Resident Evil. The last section of every game always sucks. They always end it off with the worst part of the game. I don't know why they do that. Resident Evil 2, the original, does that. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird problem they all have. Maybe I just don't like labs. Maybe it's a me thing. Anyway, Mega Man 5. Ooh, I love Mega Man 5. Mega Man 5 is cool. Mega Man 4, 5, and 6 get a bad fucking rap, and I don't know why. Is it just because they're old, like they are stagnating? Like Mega Man's lame? It's kind of interesting that everyone hates those games because they're like the better ones. I don't know. I mean, they're just so cool. They have such cool, like the Robot Masters feel cool. Like they don't feel old and dumb, you know? I'm not playing Mega Man 5 being like, fucking Yamato, man, are you serious, dude? At the time, it felt like they were beating a dead horse. Yeah, I get that, but we're not in that time. I'm not in that time. I played them all back to back. I played 1 through 11 back to back. The first time I ever played like any Mega Man. When you view them like that, I think 4, 5, and 6 were better than 1, 2, and 3. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I actually don't remember how I ranked them, but I just kind of preferred the later ones because they're cool. And they add to the formula. They do. Like, number 6 has the Rush adapter shit. Number 7, Mega Man 7 is the coolest. Number 69, the coveted 69th spot goes to Mario Party 2! Hell yeah! I love Mario Party. I should play this with my friends on stream. I love Mario Party 2. It's the best one. And I didn't grow up with it. I grew up with 4 and 6 and 5. You know, I used to rent GameCube Mario Party games from Blockbuster when I was a kid. I didn't grow up with 2. But it's the best one. It's okay, this list doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? I cracked away at this for like 12 hours one night. You're out of your mind. That really hurts. Anyway, what's next? Honey Pop. I love Honey Pop. Kirby Hair Ride. I would lower this. This is based on nostalgia. I just played this with my friends actually like the other day. Did not hold up. It was kind of lame. I was like, this is all this is? The racing mode, no one cares about. It's cool-ish. It's okay. Like, the main racing mode in Kirby Air Ride is okay, but it's nothing to write home about. It's not, like, what anyone remembers. It's still okay, though. The top right mode is actually pretty fun. But City Trial, I mean, I remember having such fond memories of City Trial, but then we played it, and maybe we were just all like mad at each other that day. I know I was mad, and that's why, but it just wasn't all that fun. It was kind of fun, but we had to make it fun on our own. I don't know. It's the kind of game that I think a lot of people have fond memories from when they were a kid. But if they were to play it these days like I did, maybe it wouldn't hold up. Because you have a game you fucking love and defend, and the Kirby Air Ride, and you go, oh, fuck this game, and it's higher. I'm a strange guy, okay? I can't really explain. Okay? I eat cereal at 1 a.m. That's just the kind of guy I am, okay? I don't peel bananas before I eat them. That's just who I am. Okay. Number 66, WarioWare Touched. I love WarioWare. I need to play more WarioWare because I've only played this one in DIY. It's so fun. I don't know. It's hard to... I don't know. It's such a great concept. I mean, WarioWare's dope. Zelda Minish Cap. Ooh, I love this game. It's a childhood nostalgic classic. I love Minish Cap. I will say, it's a little rougher on the edges these days. I honestly kind of dread to play it because I don't think I'll like it as much. When I was a kid, I played this game so many times. I loved it every time. But I kind of think back on what you had to do, like collecting books. Oh god, what the fuck, dude? But it's as of right now, since it's been a long time since I played it, yeah, 65, sure. Friday Night Funkin'. Okay. I like Friday Night Funkin'. Friday Night Funkin' is cool. I would not put a 64th. I was really big on it when I made this list, I guess, because I was playing it a lot. I already followed the main artist of this game before it was even done, so I was like seeing it as it was coming up. And okay, as pathetic as it is, anytime you are like following something before it comes out and then gets huge, you always feel like pride and connection to it. I had nothing to do with it, obviously. None of the people who worked on it even have like ever heard of me, or I've never even like posted or liked any of their tweets or anything like that, but I knew who they, I don't know, I was watching this as it was coming out, and I guess that influenced my decision. I would leave this off the list. Although it's really fun. It's a really cool game. I love the art style. It's popular for a good fucking reason. I don't know. It's just funny that I put that at 64. I was, I don't know, a little bit like a little league coach cheering on his son, even though I don't have a son. I was cheering on some other kid. Mario Kart Wii. I love Mario Kart Wii. I think it's probably the highest Mario Kart game. A lot of people don't like this one, but again, I grew up with it, so yeah, it has the best online, I think. Probably Mario Kart 8 has better online. Mario Kart 8 has better online, but I never really played Mario Kart 8 online. Mario Kart Wii's online is dope, and Mario Kart Wii's online Wi-Fi, the song that plays when you're selecting your character in that is so good. I love that song. I play it all the time. It's been in the background in a few of the videos, a few of the streams. Number 62, Mario Luigi Superstar Saga. Oh, I love this game. It's so much personality. It's so weird, like. Nintendo's such this massive corporation, but this game has so much soul. It doesn't feel like it was made by like the biggest game company, and it wasn't. It was made by a subsidiary, but still, like this is the biggest game character is Mario. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like a small studio could have made it, and it's just so special for that. I think all Mario RPGs feel like that. Like it's not like Disney, man. It doesn't feel like. It doesn't feel soulless. It doesn't feel like they're trying to cash in. It feels like people who made it really loved what they were making, and it's cool. Super Saga is your favorite Mario game, and I don't hate that, you know? I'm right there with you, man. It's a cool-ass fucking game. Number 61, Mario's Picross. Oh, I love Picross. Oh. I love Picross. That's all there is to it. Picross is dope. Half-Life 2. Oh. Half-Life 2 is cool. I love Half-Life. I really, really like Half-Life. I think it's probably my favorite single-player first-person shooters. I can't think of any, well, except for like Metroid Prime, but does that really count? It's really fun. It's fucking cool. It's an all-time classic. Everyone loves Mario Party 2, and everyone loves Half-Life 2 as well. I think the first game's better, though. We'll see that. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Oh no, I spoiled what's next. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is cool. I haven't played it in a long time, but I really like it. Not as much as the first one, though. Anyway, not as good as the original. Great soundtrack, great visuals, obviously. And it's really fun, and it's really interesting, it's really engaging. But the green stars are lame. So it's not as good as the first one. Devil May Cry 5. This game is so dope. I think I might actually put it higher. I don't know why it's so low right here. I love Devil May Cry 5, man. It's so cool. It's really rare, I feel like, for the most recent game in a series to be like up there with the best. I don't know if that's just me being like weird and nostalgic and attached to the past, but it never feels like one of the best games in a franchise is like the most recent one. It always feels like it's like 10 entries ago. But Devil May Cry 5 is like up there with the greats. I think everyone who likes Devil May Cry a lot would agree. There's no way anyone who likes Devil May Cry a lot does not like Devil May Cry 5. It's so damn cool. I love this game. Metroid Prime 3. Metroid Prime 3 is a little bit of a disappointment, which is surprising. I mean, I say that and it's number 57, but I don't know. It's just not... They kind of like fucked it up a little bit. They put some weird ass shit in there. They put like... I don't like the multiple planets. You know, it's cool that they tried it, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't feel as interesting. It's not up there with the other two Metroid Prime games. For some reason, like maybe it's just I just am like attached to the atmosphere of the first two, where like you're alone on this planet. I think Metroid Prime 3 is a fine game and it's cool and the Wii controls work great, but you know I don't like that the beam stack. Even though that's beam stack in the old ones. I don't know. I think it's honestly just that the planets are split up. I think that it's just that you go to different planets instead of all one big one. That's just me though. Number 56, Zelda Spirit Tracks. Phantom Hourglass is a bad game. It's not bad. It's okay. It's not on this list. It's such an improvement on Phantom Hourglass. Like they took everything. Everyone hates the music in Phantom Hourglass for good reason because it sucks. And then they made this game and the music was like great. And they took the Temple of the Ocean King from Phantom Hourglass, which sucks complete dick freaks. And they made it into the Spirit Temple, which is like the best part of the game. Spirit Tracks is fucking cool. It's like such a drastic improvement on the same game, like the same engine and shit, that it's just great. And it's a really fresh take on the franchise too. A lot of people can't get past the touchscreen controls. I feel that. I don't know. When I was a kid, I played it as a kid. That's where a lot of these games, a lot of games that people can't get into these days, I can because I got used to them as a kid. I don't have to like go through that. I guess I just got lucky. Anyway, Ace 21. Yeah, it's a fun game. I don't know. It has the best soundtrack in the whole series, I think. So maybe Apollo Justice. I think I said Apollo Justice earlier. Yeah, it's one of those two. This game's cool, but the fourth and fifth cases, they're not quite as dope as the final cases in the other ones. Like, it never quite gets as dope as the other ones in the series. But it's pretty, like, it's like rock solid, consistent the whole way. There's never, whatever. I've tried to get my friends into this series so many times. My friends, I think every one of my like close friends have played the first case of this game at least. And maybe even the second case. But it just, it doesn't grab anyone like it does to me. For some reason this game, this whole series I played when I was like 16 and I just was like, fucking Christ, I have to play all of these. And I did. I love Ace Attorney. But, I get it. It is just reading at the end of the day. Number 54, Persona 4. I love Persona 4. I think I would actually put this higher. Persona 4 is an example of the opposite of what I was just talking about. Speaking of Ace Attorney, this is Ace Attorney 3. I was just talking about how, like, sometimes you play a game and you get that honeymoon phase and you're like, this game is awesome. I remember right after I finished Persona 4, I was like, this game is fucking stupid. This game fucking sucks. I will not spoil, I'm not going to say why that is, because that's a spoiler. But I remember just being like, fuck this shit. But as time has gone on, I really like this game. The soundtrack is so good, and I think I prefer the small city. I prefer the small town setting over the big city of 3 and 5. It's cool. I like this game a lot. The soundtrack's great. And I really like the characters, although I think the ending is lame. I can't get around that. I love the concept of a murder mystery over that, like in a game like this. I think that's so cool, and it works so well. It's so interesting, but they just fuck it up at the finish line. I never played Golden. Maybe I should. Who is best girl in Persona 4? Best girl in Persona 4. I dated Yukiko, and it was a very bad decision. I was like, why did I do this? I didn't cheat because I wouldn't do that, but I remember being super disappointed. I don't know who the best girl is. The best girl in 3 is your teacher, and the best girl in 5 is your teacher. But I don't think you can date your teacher in 4. Anyway, Mario Odyssey. Oh, I love this game. I put it higher. I played this game a lot. Major League Baseball featuring Ken Griffey Jr. I'm gonna stream the fuck out of this game like tomorrow. I fucking love this game. This game is so good. I'm gonna save it for the stream. DKC 3, unbelievably nearly there. That is 51 through 75 is unbelievably nearly there. That's the unbelievably nearly there category. Donkey Kong Country 3 is cool. I really like the visuals. It is the coolest, I think, level gimmicks. Like in the end, by the end of the game, there's some cool ass shit. But Kiddy Kong's such a piece of... Who the fuck put Kiddy Kong in this game? Who's the jackass who put that fucking weird creep into this game? What a fool. Number 50, the upper echelon, the upper half. Metroid Fusion. This is a cool game. I love this game. SAX is so dope. But, you know, there's a few things. There's a few little issues that I think makes it not the best 2D Metroid game. It's the same thing everyone doesn't like about it. It's too rigid. I like it for what it is. It's a different, interesting take on the series. Not a take that I particularly prefer. Number 49, Rhythm Heaven. Oh, I love Rhythm Heaven. It's so cool. It's so cool. I love the visuals. I don't know. I just like rhythm games. I don't really have good rhythm, but I have a lot of fun playing rhythm games in general. It's probably my favorite visual style. Like straight up, just like visuals. I think it might be my favorite cartoon like art style in any game. It's so charming. The same art director as the WarioWare games, and it shows. They're really fun. Really fun. Great music. But damn, are some of those games hard, and I can never get perfects. I don't know how people do that shit. I've gotten like one perfect in my entire life, and I've tried so hard so many times. I was like, get so nervous by the end, man. I'm a bitch. DKZ 2 is number 47. DKZ 2 is cool. I don't know. I think I prefer 3. I don't know why I put 2 ahead of 3. It's just not like, I don't know. I don't think it's that much better. I wish you could play as Donkey Kong. I always like playing as Donkey Kong most. All like 4 characters you can play in Donkey Kong Country. I don't know. Donkey Kong's the coolest. Mega Man 6. Ew, I love Mega Man 6. I already talked about it though. It has the rush powers. That's why I like it. Also, it has some cool robot masters that are really unique and interesting. I don't remember what else. Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2 is so cool. I kind of wish I was there for when Metal Gear Solid 2 is a great example of, damn, I'm so mad I was not old enough when this came out. Like, there's so many games where I'm like, I wish I was old enough to like remember when they came out. Like Ocarina of Time, I wish I knew when I wish I was like alive when Ocarina of Time came out and like conscious, so I could, because Ocarina of Time has always looked like shit to me. I was born the year after it came out, and it's always looked like garbage. I've always been like, ugh, Ocarina of Time looks like garbage, dude. Like I was conscious by the time Wind Waker came around, so Ocarina of Time has never been like breathtaking. Like you hear people describe when they first played it, and they're like, it was epic. It felt so real. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm like. I played Minesweeper. Minesweeper might have been more interesting visually to me back then. I don't know. I mean, and Metal Gear Solid 2 is a great example of that. Because, like, if you can go into Metal Gear Solid 2, if you can play Metal Gear Solid 1 and then go right into 2 and can stay completely unspoiled, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of that shit, because it's the most fucking crazy ass shit. I don't even want to talk about it. It's really solid gameplay-wise, too. I like Metal Gear Solid 2 a lot. Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. This is the second one. I could never get into the first one. I never actually really played the first one. I could never get into the third one or the fourth one. I like the remake of the first one, yeah. But for some reason, Going Commando just really fucking stuck with me. I really like this game. I played the fuck out of it. It's been a long time. I don't know, yeah. Going Commando is cool. It's the best Ratchet & Clank game, I think. People seem to prefer 3, but I would go 2 every day. I just think the story is more interesting. I like the visuals. Ratchet's not as much of a dickhead as he is in 1, but I think people like him being a dickhead in 1. It's kind of funny. Also, the voice actor for Ratchet and Clank, or for Ratchet, I mean, like, let's play Major League Baseball. Dude, speak of the freaking devil, dude. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. I think this is my favorite Mario & Luigi game. This game is so fucking cool. I remember when I was in 5th grade, or maybe like 4th grade, my whole class bought this and we all played it side by side. It was so dope. I have 2 copies of this game too. I stole my friend's, not on purpose, but he left it on my house and I just never got it back to him. That was in 4th grade. I love how all the music is like remixed when you're in there. The music is so cool in general. The like Bros items are dope. Playing as Bowser's really fun. I think this game is dope. Is that where Vor Fetishes came from? Yeah, that's the source. Castlevania Rondo of Blood. Oh my god, this game is so cool. Oh, it's so cool. God, I love this game. It's like, oh, I love this game. Something about it, man. It's just so like, it's so complete. It's so perfect. Like, everything. The music and the visuals are so clean. And it feels so competent, man. You ever just play a game and like, this is a competent ass video game? I love Rondo and Blood. It's really hard, but not that hard. Final Fantasy VIII. This is one not many people like. This was my first Final Fantasy. This was actually the first like retro game I bought. Yeah, so when I was like 15, maybe 14, I was working on a show. I was doing like I was like a stagehand for a show in my high school, and there was like a little TV in the dressing room. And near my high school was a retro game store that I knew about, but I hadn't really been in yet. And I walked in there and I was like, hello, could I have an old game? And they were like, yeah. And PS1s are like fucking weirdly cheap. They're like really fucking crazy ass cheap PS1s. Like still, you know, retro games have been fucking booming, but PS1s are still pretty cheap. So I was like, I'll take a PS1. And then they had Final Fantasy VIII. And I was like, okay. So I played Final Fantasy VIII in the dressing room of my high school. And everyone thought I was weird because I was 15 and everyone was like trying to work on the show, and I was like, and I was playing Final Fantasy VIII in the corner. I didn't have a memory card either, so I was just replaying the beginning. But I did. That's my Final Fantasy VIII story. Oh, I have another Final Fantasy VIII story about that same copy. For some reason, the last disc didn't work. There's 4 discs. It's a 4-disc game. I played the first 3, and I was like, this game's pretty dope. And then I got to the last disc, and the disc wouldn't be read. It was pristine, no scratches, no smudges. I tried it in my PS1, wouldn't work. Tried it in my PS2, wouldn't work. Tried it in my PS3, wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work. And the label was a little bit off center, so I think someone might have just put in a fucking blank DVD. But how do you get a PS1 Final Fantasy VIII sticker? So I never actually beat this game, but I really like it. Number 40, Final Fantasy VII. It's a cool game. It's really good. It's much better than Final Fantasy VIII. In everyone else's opinions. In my opinion, it's just a little bit better. You know when something becomes like, it's a classic example of something becoming overrated, or no, becoming underrated because everyone thinks it's overrated. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII is a great example of that. I didn't play it as a kid. You know, it's like Ocarina of Time. I played it long after it looked good. You know, when I played it when I was like 15, which was like 6 years ago, and I was like, this game looks like garbage. I hate how this game looks more than anything. But I liked it a lot despite that. I think that shows that this game, I don't know, I think it holds up. I don't think when people say it ages poorly, I think it's just the visuals because it plays fine and the battle system is great. Like Materia is really fun. It's really cool. I like it. And the story's cool. It's really poorly translated. But you can just mod that. I think it gets a bad rap by the modern day. If you can get past the graphics, which I could. And I was a little bitch ass kid, so. Anyway, number 39, Mario Party 6. I love Mario Party 2. It's the best one. I disagree with this. I would not put this here these days. I don't know what the hell I was thinking with this. Mario Party 6 is fine, but why is there so much ahead of 2? I just talked about how 2 was my favorite for like so long, and it's not even. Whatever. I'm pissed. I'm moving on. Persona 3. Persona 3 is the better Persona game than 4, but I think they would be closer in my rankings. I think I would move Persona 4 up, but I still prefer Persona 3. Persona 3 is a really special game. It feels a lot more like the people who were making it were like making something. Super Mario Galaxy. Such a good fucking game. Everyone loves this game for good fucking reason. This game is a masterpiece. It's really funny how cool this game is. I love the intro. It's so fucking like apocalyptic. It feels so dire. Like holy shit. Mushroom Kingdom's getting fucked. You know, Mario Galaxy took a lot of guts. I'm gonna leave it at that. Ocarina of Time, number 36. I talked about Ocarina of Time. It's so good. Despite always feeling old to me, it never felt like revolutionary, and I played it after Ocarina of Time. And I think probably even after... No, I played it before Twilight Princess. It's still good. It's still really good. They really knocked this shit out of the park with Ocarina of Time. They made a good fucking game. It's not timeless. There's aspects of it that are super dated, like the text speed, and obviously the visuals. But it has like the Ocarina is so cool to play. The dungeons are so strong. There's so many of them, and they're just so strong, man. It's got such a good lineup of fucking dungeons. That's really not. I don't know. I don't think it's been matched. I think Twilight Princess is the closest in terms of just straight up like dungeon quality. Whatever. It's a great game and it holds up, and I don't think it's overrated. Maybe it's only 36, so maybe I think it's a little overrated. But Smash Bros. Melee. Fuck yeah, everyone loves Melee. Melee is so good. It's the most fun It's the most fun esport to watch, and it's also the only one that I actually kind of play. Like, the more you hear about it, the more you're like, what the fuck? How did this game end up like this? There's no way this game ended up like this. Gradius 3, that's way too high. That game's fine, but I don't know. I love Gradius 3, honestly. I'd probably put it in like the 50s instead of the 30s. It's really cool. It's like my favorite shoot 'em up, but it's not really well received. It has super bad slowdown. It's also really hard, but it's not that hard. Shoot 'em ups are known for the difficulty, so not that hard shoot 'em up like Gradius 3 is still like one of the hardest games I ever played, but yeah, I think it's actually, honestly, you might play it and be like, you're a jackass for saying this, but I think it's a great place to start if you want to get into shoot 'em ups. Like, because that is the hardest fucking genre. But Gradius 3, oh man. Oh, I'm fucking falling apart over here. Gradius 3 fucking holds up, man. It's got what it takes. Mario World, there it is. Way ahead of Mario 3. Mario World is so good. I love the multiple exits from different levels. I love the overworld. I love the visuals. I love the music. I love the enemies. It's a great game. Everyone loves Mario World. Do I need to talk about that? No. Plants vs. Zombies. I love Plants vs. That's another future stream. Oh my god, I love Plants vs. Zombies. Oh, it's so good. Oh. They fucked Plants vs. Zombies so hard. Every Plants vs. Zombies game beyond the first one is just so garbage. It comes back to this like soul thing we've been talking about. Like, they all feel like this Plants vs. Zombies felt like 5 people made it in the back room in the closet. But like, maybe this will work out, I don't know. And then it like blew up and then they fucked it up from then on. The music is so good, but they never brought the same lady back. It sucks that they never recaptured that magic. Final Fantasy X. I love Final Fantasy X. It is like my favorite soundtrack. It's like my second favorite soundtrack in games. The story's a little weird, but the battles, great. Soundtrack, great. And I don't mind Titus. He's fine. Also, why the fuck is his name pronounced Tidus? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I hate that. It's like a game all about water. So why isn't his name Tidus? Fuck this game. But I really love it. The music is so good. Mario 64! Wow. How funny. I love Mario 64. It's so fun. It's so like... It feels like Super Smash Bros. Melee to control. Like, it's like you kind of got to learn how to play it. It's not like new Mario, like current day Mario, where I'm like Mario Galaxy or Mario Odyssey, where I play it for like 1 second and I'm like, okay, this game feels like smooth as fuck. It feels like butter. Mario 64, you got to put some time in to get like good at it. It's kind of weird, but it's cool. I like that. I like that fact a lot. I love Mario 64. Holds up. I think people talk shit on the graphics too. I think the visuals have held up better than Ocarina of Time. It's so vibrant and cute. I don't know. I don't hate how it looks, but that's just me. Castlevania 1. Such a good game. Such an all-time classic. So hard, but it's not that hard. I think it's a great... If you want to like get into like difficult NES games, like the NES has such a reputation for difficulty. I think if you really want to get into difficult games, this is a great place to start because it's not that hard. Especially if you kind of like know some shit about it. Like, okay, if you want Castlevania to be a joke, just get holy water. Just keep holy water with you at all times, and it's like 1/10 as difficult. And then you've beaten Castlevania, and you can feel cool because like Castlevania has this huge reputation. It's such a hard game, but it's not that bad if you just, you know, bring the right sub weapons. And you know, I'm saying that game is still really hard, even with holy water. It's still a tough fucking game, but it's a great place to start. It's not that bad. It really isn't. Ace Attorney 3. I would actually raise this because I just replayed this game recently and it's better than I remember. This is the fan favorite of the Ace Attorney series. This is everyone's favorite. I always preferred 2. I still do prefer 2. But this game is fucking great. It's fucking awesome. And Godot is so cool. His design is so killer. And his theme song is fucking crazy. It's unmatched. They knocked the design of Godot so far out of the park, it landed in another park. I love Godot. He's what makes this game. Everyone agrees. You should play this game if you haven't. You don't really need to play the first one. You can just get right into it. Who cares? Half-Life 1. Yeah, I prefer Half-Life 1 over Half-Life 2 that much. I love Half-Life 1. And I'm not talking about Black Mesa. I'm talking about the original. I like Black Mesa too, but for some reason, just the colors. I really like how like colorful Half-Life 1 is. And I love how everyone, I don't know, it's just so charming. All the weapons are really fun. Super like interesting and unique. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to spoil it. I guess probably most people know what happens at the end of Half-Life. I just love how Half-Life feels. Half-Life 1 especially, and 2 as well. It feels like you weren't meant to get through it. Like, it doesn't feel like a video game where, like, you can, like, obviously they want me to beat it. They want me to keep playing and move on. So they create a level that would be okay, well, I can tell. I'm supposed to jump from here to here. In Half-Life, you gotta, like, climb on air ducts and sidle down ropes and, like slide across a mountain. Jump from, like, the top of a fucking, like, spinning thing on, like a fan blade. And it's like, what the fuck is happening? Like, where am I supposed to go? There's so many times I'm playing Half-Life, and I'm like, ooh, I'm going to a fucking secret weirdo area. And then it's just the way to go. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I really love that. There is no other game that feels like that. It doesn't feel like I'm playing a video game level. It feels like I'm escaping a building. Because you don't do shit that's indicative. Like, it's not how video game levels is designed. It's an exploration it's not like Breath of the Wild exploration where, like, you can, like, there's the mountain way over there. I'm gonna go to it, maybe, like, deviate and find rocks and shit to pick up on the way there. It's like real exploration where you gotta, like, check every corner and hit every vent. Like, it's really cool, and I really like it. I don't know why, it just connects with me so much. Like, it just feels like there's so many times where you progress and it doesn't feel like you're going the right way. Like, I'm not going the right way, but it's like, I'm still going. Like, how many times I've felt like I should go back, like I should turn back, but then you just can't keep going forward. I don't know. It's a game unlike any other. Pikmin 3. Okay, yeah. 26 through 50. That's the one. It's so bad. They are so close to the top, but they're not quite there. Pikmin 3 is great. It's so good. The better part of Pikmin 3, okay. Pikmin 3 main story mode, the single player, fun. Very fun. Very good. Not quite as good as the first or the second game single player, like the main mode, but it's still really fun. It's still a blast. What makes this game so fucking good is the challenge mode. It's so fucking addictive. You play those levels over and over to get the highest medal. I love Pikmin 3 so much. Twilight Princess. This game's great. I'm really tired, so I'm just gonna move on from that. Everyone knows this game is great. Katamari Damacy. Oh, okay. When I made this, I hadn't played We Heart Katamari, but I think We Heart Katamari is better. But I would not lower this one. I love Katamari. I've only played the first and the second one. The music, it's so unique and it's so cool. It's so satisfying. They executed it perfectly, like perfect execution of the idea. It is so satisfying every time. And you always are so, like, by the end, it's so shocking how big you got. Like, you're like, oh, I'm, like, small and picking up little bear statues and snakes and stuff. And then by the end of the level, you're picking up whole buildings and planes and fucking people the size of gorilla. And you're like, how did that happen? And I didn't even really notice. Like, every time that happens, it's so perfectly done. And it was made on a shoestring budget, and it's a really inspiring story, and the guy who made it is a cool guy. And the sequel's better. But I didn't play it yet when I made this. This was a long time ago I made this. Spirit of Justice. This game, I think in the fan base, it's not really, like, as well received. It's not as high up as I like it. I think I actually am, like, bigger on it than most people. This is the first game in the series that came out after I'd gotten into it. And it was not a disappointment. I really liked it. I remember I played it before I played the fourth one, which is where the character Apollo Justice comes from. And I didn't like Apollo Justice. I thought he was a fucking weird nerd. I was like, I'm gonna give this guy a swirly if I made him in real life. And then this game made me, like, really like him. By the end of the game, I was like, this guy's fucking dope. Like, he won me on my side. I really like Spirit of Justice. I think they knocked it out of the park. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait for the new Ace Attorney games coming out in, like, July. Super excited for that. Banjo-Kazooie. Such a good game. I don't know. I feel like with all these classics of all classics, I don't really need to say anything. Everyone loves Banjo-Kazooie. It's so fun. It's so cool. The moves are so, like, ugh. Banjo-Tooie is not on this list because it's kind of, I can hardly play it. I never get past, like, the third world. It just feels so slow and bad and shitty. But Banjo-Kazooie is great. I've gotten everything in that one. But I really love how in Banjo-Tooie you keep all these moves. You don't lose a single move. And then you just get new ones on top of that. It's like never. I feel like I've never played a game and then played a sequel to that game where you keep all your moves. That never happens. It doesn't matter Kazooie though, or Banjo-Tooie. The music is great. I've said that about like almost every game. The music matters a lot to me. I think this game deserves the heaping praise it gets. Oh man, it is tough to talk this much. Okay, Pikmin 2. This game is. It used to be like a top 10 game to me, but then I played it a bunch of times in a row and I started noticing a bunch of shit that I didn't like about it. A lot of like shitty ass floors. A lot of the caves have some dumb ass shit in them. It's still like 21, so I still obviously love it. I love Pikmin so much, but I don't think they've ever made like a perfect Pikmin game. I don't think they ever put it all together. Because Pikmin 1 has the coolest. Pikmin 1 has the coolest setup. It has the coolest like concept where you gotta save your ass from the world around you. Collecting the ship parts, that's the coolest, you know. Pikmin 2 is more like it has the cool new Pikmin types. It's better in terms of like quality of life stuff. Like it's more just satisfying and fun to play versus Pikmin 1. But I don't really love the caves. I like the treasures, but I don't really like the caves. I don't think they feel that fun to get through, and they're not super tightly designed because they're like randomized. So if I'm honest, I think if they had just made Pikmin 1 again and gave it all like the cool shit, like the second captain and all the extra Pikmin types, if they did Pikmin 1 completely like pretty much the same shit, like we gotta get your ship parts again, it'd be better. But those damn caves kind of drag it down. Which it's like, how do you still like it so much? Caves are like so much of this game. I don't know. That's just me, man. Mega Man 7. This is a weird ass opinion of mine. I love Mega Man 7. I think it's so underrated. I love how it looks. It looks so good. It's so clean. I love all the sprites. And all the robot masters are fine. I don't get why this game is so, like, kind of shunned. I just don't understand. What is it about this game that people don't like? I love it so much. Is it the weapons? Because I guess, yeah, I mean, some of the weapons, I think most of the weapons are honestly kind of bad. There's no like standout weapon, you know? Like there's no Metal Blade or anything close to it. You kind of just use your regular Buster a lot, but I don't know. I think it holds the fuck up, man. I never ever got the hate for this game, and I didn't play it until I was like 19. You know, I didn't grow up with this shit. I played all the older Mega Mans first. Metal Gear Solid 1, such a great game, such a classic. So many great characters are introduced in this game. It still holds up so well. It was such a hit when it came out, and it makes perfect sense. It was just so much. It was so far above the contemporaries at the time. The voice acting is still pretty fucking sharp to this day. The voice acting is so ahead of its time in terms of quality that they tried to remake the game on GameCube when it doesn't even. It sounds like half as good. Like it's such lightning in a bottle. I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they got a different voice director or what. I don't think they did, but for some reason, this game just sounds so good. Gameplay is great. So many all-time classic moments in the world of gaming. And some really sexy PlayStation 1 models, dude. I love that game. Breath of the Wild. Like I said earlier, when I was first playing this game, this was like my favorite shit. Like the first 40 hours of playing this game, I was like, this is the best game I ever played. And 40 hours is a long time. But then came the next 40 hours where I was like trying to get all the shrines. And it didn't maintain that. I wish I hadn't done that. I think I liked this game less because I went for 100% of that first playthrough. And I don't think you should. I really don't. Because the novelty wore off and I got really powerful. And every fight was a joke, a cakewalk that I didn't put any effort in. And I was like, nah. And it just became boring. And it dragged. And it tainted my feelings on the game. I just was so done. I was just like, every fight was the exact same. Because people made such a big deal of like the environmental shit. Like, oh, you can kill enemies with the environment. You can drop logs on them and push boulders off cliffs and hit them with it. You can blow up barrels. And it's so cool and fun at the start, but then by the end, the enemies have so much health that the environment isn't helpful. They don't do enough damage. Because the thing about that game is, it's very, like, your sword, you have like one attack. It's not deep. The melee combat on its own is not deep, but what makes it deep is that you can use, you can use the environment. You use the environment to create this like depth. Every fight you have so many options in, not in terms of like your moveset, but in terms of how you can interact with the world to dispatch your enemies. But by the end of the game, those options go away because they don't do enough damage because they don't scale like weapons do, you know? Like a boulder being pushed doesn't get stronger. You can't upgrade that. But your fucking lightning spear gets better. And so the combat becomes less and less fun as you get better. But, you know, I mean, I have to rank it this high because that first playthrough, the first part, the first, like, 40 hours is so many hours of, like, bliss. I was like, there is no way I'm playing this game right now. There is no way that this game exists in my life. I've never played a game that made me feel this, like, unbelievable. The novelty, when this game was brand new, there was nothing like it. I don't think I've ever felt that good about a game. Ever. Right out of the gate. And it's just such, I don't know. I fucked it up for myself. Oracle of Ages. Oh, the Oracle games are so good. Oh my god, I love the Oracle games. The Game Boy and Game Boy Color Zelda games are so goddamn good. The dungeon design is my favorite in the whole franchise. It's just, they feel so fun. Like, they're so confusing and, like, labyrinthian, dude. There's so many keys. You know, I gauge how much I like a Zelda dungeon by how many keys there are. If a Zelda dungeon has, like, 25 keys, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. This is exactly what I want. And both Oracle games scratch that itch. Like, 16 fucking dungeons of, like, the most fun, interesting, puzzling shit. I love the Oracle games so much. I highly recommend them. So fun. They're both right here. I think Seasons is better. I really do. Or Ages is not far behind. But Seasons is right there. Ages is right there, man. Like, Seasons, the overworld, that's the difference. The overworld is more interesting in Seasons. The changing of the seasons, like their rod, is more interesting than switching from past to future. Because it just feels like Light World, Dark World again. In Ages, like, you're just switching from past to future, you're just switching from Light World to Dark World. It feels like the exact same. They don't play into that enough. They kind of do, but not really. Oracle Seasons has a really unique take. It's less, like, aggravating to get around, and I just like the colors more. Yeah, Oracle Seasons is better, but not by that much. They're both great. You should definitely play them. I highly recommend it. Okay. I hate when people say AM2R, oh, this game is really good for a fan game. Like, this is one of the best fan games I've ever played. That shit's not good for a fan game. That game is just straight up fucking good as fuck. Another Metroid 2 remake is so goddamn fucking good. That guy who made that shit knocked it out of the fucking park. He wiped Nintendo's fucking slate clean, dude. Those games came out so close to each other. And I remember I played AM2R first, and I was like, it's going to be real hard for Nintendo to top that, man. I don't know if they're going to do it. And they did not. They did not even come close. And I like Samus Returns. I like that game. It's a fun remake on 3DS. It's fun. But it's not even close to AM2R. AM2R is so fucking dope. They took this weird old-ass Game Boy game and made it the most, like, rock-solid, fun, fluid, amazing 2D Metro game. It's unbelievable. It's so inspiring. I love AM2R. I highly recommend it. I think if you were trying to get into Metroid, it's a great place to start. It's probably the best place to start. It's genius. I love it. But it's not the best Metroid game. I think there's actually three more Metroid games on this list. I love Metroid. Mario Sunshine. Oh, Mario Sunshine is so fun. It's so flawed. It's so fucking flawed, but it's just so fun to control that little red asshole. Ugh. Controlling Mario is so satisfying, man. They never got there again. They never quite made him so fun to control for me as they did in Mario Sunshine. He feels like just the right amount of, like, weight. You know, it's like right in between Mario Galaxy, or I should say, it's right in between Mario Odyssey and Mario 64. Where at Mario 64, he feels like a fucking weird ass, like, ew, this feels like shit. Like, he feels like a fucking statue I'm moving around. And then you get to the top and you get good at it and it's like, okay, never mind, this is super fluid. And then there's Mario Odyssey, where it's like right from the beginning, you feel like you're moving the fucking, it's like the Mona Lisa in movement form. Like, you just look at it for 1 second and you, like, fall in love. I don't really like that analogy, but whatever. Mario Sunshine is right in the middle, and I think it's perfect, because you kind of gotta earn it a little bit. You gotta put some work in, a tiny bit, to get good at it and have it, like, be fun. But I think it's worth it. I like having to put that little bit of effort in. I do. It's more satisfying. And then you get there, and it's genius. And you feel like the sky's the limit for this shit. This game is unbeatable. It's so fun. Like, just moving through Delfino Plaza feels better than any game ever has. But then you learn more about it, and you realize that, like, 2/3 of the shine sprites are completely worthless to collect. And then you realize that all the blue coins are completely worthless to collect, and if you do try and get them all, they're the worst shit of all time, and you just have to spray random walls if you want to get them without a guide. And then you play some of those shit-ass levels that you can't avoid, like the fucking Pianta throwing game, and you realize why I've ranked this at 14, not number 1. It's so close. If it had the structure of Mario 64, if you could pick which shine sprites you wanted and you just had to get 50 of them, if you could pick which 50 shine sprites you wanted, it would be the best game ever. It would be so good, but you can't. You can't. That's not how it works. All those Delfino Plaza shine sprites, totally worthless. There's no reason to get any of them unless you're going to get all of them. And I hate that. It's the dumbest shit ever. Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is an all-time classic. A classic of all classics. It's such like a Cinderella story. This fucking dinky Texas-based studio in 2002 putting out Metroid Prime. The last game in the series before this was Super Metroid. Everyone was like, what's next? What are you gonna do, Retro? Come on, show us what you fucking got, dude. Everyone's just standing there smirking with their arms crossed like, you're not gonna do shit. A first-person Metroid game after Super Metroid, they had no chance. And then they knocked it out of the fucking ballpark, which I've said that a million times, but this is, I think, the best example. It's unbelievable how well they did. They did it, man. Could you imagine being like some American in Texas and Nintendo calls and is like, can you guys follow up Super Metroid for us, please? And you're like, what the fuck? Me? Are you serious? I just ate at Whataburger, and you want me to make Metroid 4? And then you go to work and you do it, and you destroy it, and you do so fucking well. Everyone loves the game years later. It's been 19 years since the game came out, and it's still just as good as it when I first played it as a kid. This game is fucking genius. Alright, Metal Gear Solid 3. For a long time, this was my favorite game. I said it was my favorite game. I've cooled off a lot on it. It's number 12. It's still really high. But I kind of thought about it, and I realized the only reason I like it is because like the codec calls and the story. But I'm not super big on the gameplay. Like, just playing it isn't... it's not that fun. It's fun, it's fine, but it's not that fun, you know? Like, I enjoy it. I like playing this game. But the reason why it's so good, the reason why it's better than every other game, or it was to me in the past, was because of like codec calls, which is admittedly not really that big of a part of the game. And so I just kind of like eased off. I kind of like slowly stopped liking it as much, which is fine, you know? It's cool. I just kind of, you know, for a long time I kind of like held on. I was like, oh, this is still my favorite. And I don't know why. I didn't want to be honest with myself and kind of admit that it was falling out of favor with me. Because it's just not that fun to play. It's probably still too high, honestly. I think I might prefer the first game. I don't know. It's kind of sad that I talked about it so negatively. Because what this game does right, it does better than any other game. Those codec calls, man. Just everything surrounding the gameplay is so genius, but I don't know. RE2, original one on PS1. This is a weird story. This screams of like, oh, you just played this as a kid. You're just nostalgically attached. There's no way you like this game. But no. I didn't play this game for the first time until I was 18. I just moved here to Seattle, and I was like alone in the city. And I was like, dude, what am I gonna fucking do? And I played this game for the first time. And it was fun. And I liked it. But I only played it once. I only played Leon. And then I didn't play it again. And then I played the remake a million times. And I was like, wow, this game is so dope. I like Resident Evil 2, but this remake is so much better. And then about a year ago at this point, probably. Maybe like 2? No, just a year. I played through the original one again. I was like, you know, I need to finish both sides. I didn't play this game. I didn't really like play this game until like a year ago. After the remake. After Resident Evil 1 remake. And I just fell in love. I was like, there's no, like, this game is like genius. It's like made for me. Like every room feels so fun. It's just so fun to play through. And I love color choices, and the music's so like unique and interesting, and it's perfect. I love Resident Evil 2. I love the cheesy, shitty ass voice acting. I don't know what it is, but I got there. First to the top 10. These are the fucking big ones. These are the big boys. These are like if you want to know who I am as a person, these are the games that will teach you the most about me. Number 1, Devil May Cry 1 on PS1. There is a distinct lack of Devil May Cry 3 on here. I played through Devil May Cry 3 once or twice before I made this list, and then I just recently bought it on Switch and played through it like 3 times, and it was a blast. It was so much more fun than it ever had been. I think having every weapon is what did it. Having every weapon was so cool. Like, style switching was cool too, but having every weapon just made that game so much more like, wow. But I love Devil May Cry 1. Devil May Cry 1 is not, to me, and the reason why I like it, it's not really an action game like the future Devil May Cry games. It feels more like a classic NES game. It feels like Castlevania. Like, you play through these levels over and over again, and you get better, and you get through without taking damage. It's like taking as little damage as possible, and then you get through it. It's like a really hard game that you play the level. It feels like an old school NES game. And the first time I played it, I played through it on normal, and I was like, that game was fucking cool. And I played through it on hard, and it wasn't that much harder. I was like, okay, I'm improving. This is awesome. And then I played it on Dante Must Die. Oh my god. Oh, dude, that was like a week straight of doing nothing playing this game. The first time I played Devil May Cry 1, it was the roughest point in my entire life mentally. I could like barely get out of bed. I was like, fuck, like, oh man, I don't really want to get into that, because everyone goes through shit like that. But it was like what I was coping with, and I just did nothing but play this game. That last playthrough on Dante Must Die was the most grueling, fucking, incredibly difficult shit. Like, every boss was a new wall that I had to grind through. And that final boss took me like 3 days of consistent attempts. It took me so fucking long I couldn't, like, that's the hardest I've ever popped off. The most a single player game has ever made me like, oh my god, it was so like, when I finally beat the final boss of this game on the hardest difficulty, it was like, I've never felt like that playing a game before or since. And it really stuck with me, and I always really, really loved this game for that. I think it holds up really well. It's really fun. I'd recommend it. Number 9, Ace Attorney 2. If you're familiar with Ace Attorney at all, you know that the reason why this game is so high is because the last case of this game is the best piece of, I think it's probably the most like intense and dramatic writing in any game. It's like if Heavy Rain was like Japanese and good. I love this game's last case so fucking much. It's crazy. If you don't like Ace Attorney and you can't get individual novels, I understand. I really do. But if you could somehow get to this case, if you could somehow push through that, like, and get to this case, I wonder, it might change your mind, man. Because it's so fucking cool. There's so many moments where you're like, holy fuck. That was so dope. It's so cool. And it's so legit. Like, it doesn't feel like they cheated and had like a weird gimmick, or like it just feels like the people, like Shu Takumi, the writer, he just wrote a damn good piece of fucking literature, dude. It's so cool. It's so interesting, and it's just so enhanced by like that you're a part of it, like that you get to help figure it out. You know, it feels like I'm reading a book. Like it's the most fucking beautiful and cool choose your own adventure book, except it's kind of a straight line. It's like I don't know how to. You just please just play it, man. I don't know what else can I say. Why am I the one who likes these fucking games that I know? Like, why can I talk about these games to anybody, man? I just want to talk to someone about these games, man. Number 8, Castlevania 3. Castlevania 3 is the coolest NES game. It's my favorite NES game. I love this game so much. It's so fucking dope. Like, it just feels so confident, man. It's a lot like... what game was it that I was saying? It feels so confident. I don't remember. It was the most difficult game I'd ever beaten at that point. Now it's Devil May Cry, but Castlevania 3 was the first, like, really fucking tough fucking game that I played and beat. It took me so fucking long. But I remember, man, when I finished that game for the first time, it's beating a hard game like that, it doesn't, like, it feels like nothing else. It's the same way that it feels to, like, get a job you want. Like, it's just like, holy shit, I did that. And it's obviously very superficial, and it doesn't really impact your life in the same way. as the other two examples, but it feels like that, you know? Maybe I'm a huge fucking dork. I made this fucking list. I'm obviously a fucking dork, but it just felt so good to finish this ridiculously difficult game. And so that's why it's so high. It's so high. It's just one of my favorite memories associated with gaming, is playing that game for the first time. Wind Waker. This is like my childhood game. When I was like 4, my mom played this game and would give me a controller, pull the old classic unplugged controller, and I'd be like, "Oh wow, this is so," and I wasn't playing. It's the most nostalgically attached to a game that I am. I've played it so many times, so many. I love this game so much, and I always will. No matter how flawed it is, no matter how much I can see that this game is pretty shitty in so many ways. I get that. I just don't care. I just don't give a fuck. It's so wrapped up in my like formative years, man. Like when I was walking to school listening to American Idiot on my Zune. You know what I mean? Like when I was coming in home from daycare, like pretending I was Link with my shield blocking the wind. Because it was a fucking windy day. So I was like, I gotta put on my iron boots. Let's stomp back home. This was what I did with my time back then. Number 6, Super Metroid. This game is so fucking good. This is the ultimate example of like a game that is an all-time classic that I still like. This is one of the echelon. Like there's a few games that like there's a few games that get mentioned in like this is the best game of all time. Super Metroid, I'm like, yeah, it's popular for a very good reason. You have to play this game. You have to. They've never topped it. They've never come anywhere close to topping it. It's kind of sad. They've never even really tried. Like, they've not really tried to make a follow-up to Super Metroid. They've made other 2D Metro games that look similar, but they don't play the same, and they don't hit like Super Metroid does. Every word of praise, every YouTube video essay about this game, everything that's been said for all of time and will be said from now on for all of time, it's all correct. Every 10 out of 10 review that this game will get from now on when people revisit it, yeah, they're right. It's the best. It's like the best. It's unbelievable how good this game is. And it's only number 6, so these next 5 must be really good. Metroid Prime 2? What am I, stupid? Yeah, I always loved Metroid Prime 2. I played it. I didn't really play it when I was a kid like I did with Metroid Prime. I mean, I did, but I was like an older kid. I was like 12. When I played Metroid Prime, I was like 7. When I was 12 or 13 is when I played Metroid Prime 2. And I just prefer it. I prefer the areas. I prefer Torvus Bog, and I prefer Sanctuary Fortress. It's just cooler. I don't know. I like the power-ups more. I like the suits you get more. I like the music more. I just like it more. A lot more. For some reason. For some stupid reason. It just kind of clicks a little bit more in my brain. I think it honestly might come down to the ammo system. I think it's so fun to like fuck enemies up with those beams. Kind of sucks that the ammo exists, but it's cool because those beams get to be so fucking good. Like the problem with the beams in 1 is they're all kind of like they have to be balanced, you know, like that, because then you would just use one over them all, and you already kind of do with the plasma beam, but it's not like, you know, if I'm just gonna use one beam the whole game for every enemy, at least like you should make it like really good, like way better than the rest, because I'm gonna use only that one anyway, even if it's just a little bit better. So you might as well make it like way better, so it's more fun. It's like the Metal Blades from Mega Man 2. Make like a Mega Man or like a Metal Blade from Mega Man 2, and that's what they did with Metroid Prime 2. They gave you the Annihilator beam, and it's like the most ridiculous shit. You just fuck enemies up in this game. It's so fun, and I just love the areas after Aegon Wastes. Those 2 areas are so cool. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't. And this is an example of like, if I were to recommend Metroid Prime 1 or 2 to you, I'm saying 1 every day. There's no way in hell I'm gonna act like you'll probably like 2 more, because you probably won't. But for some reason it just clicks with me. I don't know why. Number 4, Majora's Mask. Yeah, this is a pretty normie-ass pick, but I gotta be honest, I love Majora's Mask. It's so good. It's so good. It's so not like something you'd play before. It's so much... It's the most insane game ever devised. in terms of like circumstances. Like, how did Nintendo make this? How did like the Disney of video games make this shit? What the fuck? What the fuck? This game is fucking weird. It's fucking creepy. Whoever made this game is fucked up. I don't want to be their friend. But they destroyed it. Like, they made it. I don't know. This is not the right song. I'm kind of getting tripped out. Let me skip this song. Fuck you, Animal Crossing. What's next? Okay, no. We need a good song to talk about this. No. Yeah, it's good. It's, I don't know. The singular moments in this game, that it just hits. There's only one other game that hits the same emotional core, which is on this list. It still hasn't been shown what game I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't, this game, it has the fun and interesting, like, Zelda mechanics and formula, but has this, like, emotional core. Actually, no, there's two more games. There's two more games that haven't been hit that on this list that hit that, like that hit, like, that part of your soul. Like, you're just like, oh, man. There's so many moments like that in this game. On top, and then on top of that, it has, like, the fun, cool, addictive Zelda formula of, like, going and killing bad guys and solving puzzles. It's so cool. It's so unique. It's, like, wonderful. But, you know, I think the Zelda series has another game that's a lot like that for some reason I like just a little bit more. It's like the exact same thing, but I think just a little tiny bit better. I didn't play through Link's Awakening until last year. That was the first time I ever played this game. I'd played it as a kid, but I never finished it. I didn't finish it for the first time until like a year ago. And for some reason, it hit. It, like, struck the perfect chord to me. It's probably the most special game I ever played. It's just so, like, inspiring. I don't think there's any game that's made me want to make a game myself more than this one. It's like the people who were developing it, like the guys at Nintendo who were making this, were making it in the corner as a joke. It was after Link to the Past, following up like a huge smash hit that would revolutionize the whole industry and be the blueprint for all future games going on until, like, literally 4 years ago when they finally got out of that mold. And here's this game that comes right after. That's just completely itself, man. Visually, music-wise, it's just so perfect. It's so magic. The moments in this game that you don't hear about, you know? Like, you hear about the end and, like, you've seen the beginning, but then there's all these, like, little moments in the middle, like where you talk to Marin or you find out the truth about the island. Like, you see all these, there's these little moments that are just really special. The nearly perfect category. That is 2 through 25. There's one more game above this. That is the king. This is number 2, which is almost the king. This is the queen. Or maybe this is the king and the other one's the queen. I don't know. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is... it's hard to explain. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, if you played it, you'd love it. Oh, man. I don't know. I might just have to move on. I don't know what to say. I can't think of anything to say about it. I love it so much. If I were to make a game, it would probably be just like this. I don't know. All I can say is please play it. It's really special. A big build up for the review? Sure. I need the perfect song for this moment. What my favorite game is. Because I think it deserves it. I like this song. My favorite game. I think the best game ever made. The game that's come closest to literature. The game that stands above all other games in terms of writing, in terms of gameplay, music. It tops so many different categories in games. It's not just like, you know, oh, it has my favorite story. And also the music and gameplay are really good as well. It's the best soundtrack. It's the best story. It's my favorite game, gameplay-wise. It's a great example of a game that feels like it was made for just me to enjoy. It's like everything I grew up playing and enjoying, every experience that happened to me. It felt like this game knew. It knew who I was when I first played it, and appealed to that person in particular. I'm kind of nervous. You want to see? I'll show. I'll hit up on the arrow keys. My favorite game of all time. The game I would recommend over any other. The best game ever made. Mother 3. In the untouchable category. Oh. So dramatic. Oh. Hey, thank you very, very much for making it all the way to the end of this stupid-ass, lengthy-ass video. I understand that the audio mixing is bad. I'm too quiet and the background music's too loud. I understand that it's essentially just an hour and a half of me talking and not really making jokes. I'm just talking about games I like, and I don't really explain concepts that I just assume people... I don't know. If you somehow made it to the end of this video, I am unbelievably grateful. This has been a really fun experience, making YouTube videos and streaming. Because yeah, this was streamed live. I don't know if that was clear. I think it's crazy how much fun I have making these videos. It's something I'm not really used to, like putting work into something and feeling gratified. But it's been all I've been thinking about since I started doing it. And as of right now, no one's watching, but I still feel the urge to do it. And I love doing it. And I don't think I'll quit. In fact, I know that I'm not going to quit. Because I believe in myself. And even if no one watches, it feels really good to put stuff like this up. I'm proud of myself. Thank you again for watching.